Hey there, everybody. Thomas Wood with Basecamp Trading. It is Tuesday, June 13th, and we're going to continue on with the price action series and the mistakes many traders make, ways to improve your profitability. So the first thing I want to talk about, there's two main topics for today. One is cutting off losers, and one is knowing news announcements, just reiterating that, even though we talked about it last week. So the first thing is with cutting off losers. All right, this is an equity curve from one of my students, Floyd, that is doing really, really well. But I want you to look at this, and the thing about this trade and the thing about the way that Floyd trades is he cuts off losers right away. His average loss is less than $100 per contract, which in futures is not very much at all considering the leverage. But you got to keep in mind, one thing that a lot of traders are scared of is taking a loss or having a loss and realizing it. So they'll have an unrealized loss and they'll sit there and let it move against them because they're afraid of taking that losing trade. And what I try to teach people is, look, you want to look at it from a different viewpoint. So kind of flipping around in your mind, so you're not just saying, well, I'm taking a loss. Look at it like, instead of going, oh no, I'm taking a loss, say, okay, I'm taking a loss. Yay. Now I freed up capital to go ahead and move on to the next winning trade. Okay. So me personally, when I'm trading and I have a loss, I want to get out of those losses as soon as I can, because I know right after that losing trade gives me the opportunity to go get into my next winning trade. The other thing is, you do not want to let losses fester, and you cannot have blow up days and have a trade where you could be getting out with a $20 or $30 loss or a $100, $200 loss, and instead you go, and I'm talking per contract here, not total, but instead you go and you have a $2,000 or $3,000 loss or a $5,000 loss, and you just let it get bigger and bigger and bigger because you're scared of taking that loss. And this comes back to knowing or having expectations on how a trade should perform. If you have a specific trade setup you're trading, make sure you know and have expectations on how that market should behave after it has triggered. Because if they do not act the way that they're supposed to, if we are trading a breakout trade where we expect the market to run right away, and instead it breaks out and then just starts dancing sideways for a couple of price bars, close that trade right away because it's not meeting our expectations. And what that does is it'll help get rid of losers quickly, get you out of those bad trades faster, and it'll help you go ahead and move on to the next trade. But my point is, look at it from a different standpoint. Don't look at it from, oh no, I'm taking a loss. Look at it as, yes, I'm taking a loss. Now I can move on to the next winning trade. And then that reward risk will come into play and help you even more. Now, the other topic, like I said, is knowing your news announcements. We talked about this last week, but I want to talk about it again today because today's a really good example. Tomorrow we have the non-farm payroll FOMC rate decision coming out tomorrow at 2 o'clock, where the Fed sets the benchmark interest rate. Okay, so knowing that's coming tomorrow at 2 and that's going to cause a lot of volatility tomorrow, there's one of two things that we expected to happen today in bonds. Either A, some big traders were going to have information on what they're expected to do or what they're going to be doing tomorrow, and they're going to move the markets quite a bit and we'll have a very big run. Or B, we're just going to chop. And the majority of the time it's going to be B. It's just going to chop around because nobody wants to commit to a market before a major announcement like that. So if you go and you look ahead at which announcements are coming and you're aware of what announcements are coming, then you know when you have a day like today, the day before that announcement, hey, it might be a good day to just sit on our hands and not really do anything unless there's a textbook perfect setup, which there hasn't been today. And so far, we've been pretty choppy today with most markets. All right, so keep that in mind. Know when those announcements are coming, because that'll help you to plan on how the market's going to be moving the day before or the days leading up to that announcement, or even the day of, because the announcement's not till 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So all morning we could be pretty choppy, market afraid to commit before the announcement comes out. All right, so again, make sure you know your announcements. The other thing is make sure you cut those losers off fast. Get out of losing trades quickly so you can move on to the next winning trade. All right, that's it for today. Don't forget to click that like button and to subscribe. As usual, feel free to browse the channel. Look at all the other educational videos we have talking about different trade setups and talking about different strategies and things that can help improve your trading. So that's it for me. And until next time, happy trading.